Kul here, and in this video I am going to be showing you how to unlock the Kul Tiran human race and the Dark Iron Dwarf all in one go. What that means is that by the time you have the Kul Tiran human race, you will also have the Dark Iron Dwarf. Then the next one that you would be unlocking is the Mecha Gnome, and I am going to be making a video on that very shortly, so stay tuned for that one. It took me quite a long time to get this video out because I have 2 jobs and I'm studying, and you know, it's kind of insane, and I try to play in my spare time. I apologize for the delay, but I have appreciated every single one of your comments, every single one of your likes, and every single one of your views. It means absolutely everything to me. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if it's helpful, and leave any comments if you have any questions. I will respond to every single one. All right, let's get into the video. I have been a Horde player since Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, and going over to the Alliance side for the first time ever hurt my soul. It took me a very long time to film the content for this video because I wanted to make sure to cover any possible problems that you could encounter, and I made notes of the many problems that I found along the way. For a regular player, this would take around 10 hours with flying and 30 hours without flying. I'm currently working on unlocking flying for Battle for Azeroth, so stay tuned. I have also noticed that only 2% of the people watching my tutorials are subscribed, so it would honestly mean the world to me if you could click that big red button. But I digress, let's jump into the races. Firstly, we are going to look at the Dark Iron Dwarf in more detail. The racial traits are Fireblood, which remove all poison, disease, curse, magic, and bleed effects, and increases your primary stat by 600 for each effect removed. The Mole Machine, which allows you to summon a mole machine to teleport to places instantly. This is actually seen and used by the player in the Dark Iron Dwarf introductory quest. See on the screen now all the locations of the Mole Machine. You can also download the add-on Interactive Wormholes, which will display these locations on your map for ease of access. The passives for this race are Dungeon Delver, which allows you to move 4% faster while indoors, Forged in Flames, which reduces damage taken from physical attacks by 1%, and Mass Production, which increases blacksmithing skill by 5 and speed by 25%. And as per usual, there are racial specific totems, heritage armor. There's also a mount specific for paladins, the Dark Forge Ram. And of course, the regular racial mount, the Dark Iron Corehound. Next in line, we have the Kul Tiran human. The racial traits include the Haymaker, which deals 20 physical damage and stuns for 3 seconds and knocks the target back. The passives are Brush It Off, which increases versatility by 1%, and when you take damage, you heal for 2% of that amount. The Child of the Sea, which means you can hold your breath for 50% longer and swim 10% faster, and we all know this is really helpful. Jack of all trades increases all trade skills by 5, and finally, Rime of the Ancient Mariner reduces frost and nature damage taken by 1%. There are also, of course, racial specific totems. There are special druid forms like the Zandalari Troll for the Horde, heritage armor, and finally, the racial specific mount, the Kul Tiran Charger. So let's jump into how to start the very long process of getting the Kul Tiran human. I wanted to mention that I have taken all of the feedback left on my other videos into consideration, and that is why I started a brand new character in order to document the entire process step by step. Feel free to utilize the description chapters I have made to skip through the video if you're looking for help on something more specific. So firstly, you will need to start by getting to the Battle for Azeroth expansion by traveling to Kul Tiran. You can do this by going to the Dwarven district in Stormwind City and talking to Hero's Herald, who is found next to the Hero's Coalboard, and pick up the quest Tides of War. This will then prompt you to go to Stormwind Keep, speak to Anduin Wrynn, and complete the Tides of War quest. He will then give you a quest called the Nation of Kul Tiran, which when continued will prompt you to head to the docks to travel via boat to Borealis, the Alliance hub of the Battle for Azeroth. Now that you are in Borealis, you will need to complete the quest chains in all 3 Kul Tiran areas to get the achievement Loremaster of Kul Tiran. These 3 quest chains are A Sound Planned in Tiragard Sound, Drust Do It in Drustvar, and Storm Song and Dance in Stormsong Valley. Each zone takes approximately 8 hours without having flying unlocked, so a total of 24 hours just for these 3 achievements. I told you it was going to be a lot. So you start in Tiragard Sound, where completing the quest chains here will give you the achievement A Sound Plan. I'll give you a second to pause if you need to. I have put together a map guide that has the beginning locations of all parts of this questline. Please note the maps are very slightly different to the ones currently in game, as I wanted high quality options. Everything is in the same general area though. This achievement consists of 7 storylines taking you all over the place, and by the end of these, I was level 34. The second zone is called Drustvar, where completing the quest chains here will give you the achievement Drust Do It. To get to Drustvar from Tiras markets, travel to the Harbour Master's office and use the scouting map to change your scouting zone to Drustvar. This will give you a short questline to complete in order to get to Drustvar Island via a boat. I quickly got 1 level in Drustvar because when you are level 35, you can head back to Tradewind's market to begin the Alliance war campaign. Once the first part of the war campaign is complete, you will get the achievement Ready for War. You begin by placing footholds in 2 of the 3 zones in Zuldazar, which is the Horde's area for Battle for Azeroth, and then you will have to wait 2 hours for the Shadow Wars mission to complete. So, in the meantime, head back to Drustvar and continue doing the storyline for the time being. Once the 2 hours are up, I headed back and turned in the quest and got the ability to do my 3rd foothold in Nazmir. But this requires level 40, so hopefully you got 5 levels in 2 hours. After this has been completed, you now have finished 3 of the 8 parts of Ready for War. You cannot continue the campaign until you reach level 50. I am level 41 and am heading back to Drustvar to continue the storylines. The Drust Do It achievement consists of 10 storylines, and by the end of it, I was level 48. The last zone for the Loremaster of Kul Tiran achievement is Stormsong Valley, where completing the quest chains here will give you the achievement Stormsong and Dance. In order to begin this questline, make sure you go back to the Harbour Master's office to select the Stormsong Valley foothold, complete a few quests, and get taken to Stormsong Valley. As a side note, the Alliance mount, the Honeyback Harvester, is unlocked in this zone, and if you would like me to upload a very detailed tutorial on how to get it, please let me know in the description below. This achievement consists of 8 storylines, and by the end of these, I was level 52. After completing all 3 of these zone achievements, you will get the Loremaster of Kul Tiran achievement. Once you reach level 50, you can work on the final achievements related to the Ready for War campaign. As you can see here, I am back on the campaign ship, and the ability to start the Blood on the Sand part of the achievement is not showing up. This is because you need to first get the Heart of Azeroth to continue the war campaign. Head down here to the Earthen Guardian in Tradewind's market. I looked for it forever. Turns out my trivial quests were turned off. Make sure you turn these on to find him. He will give you the quest A Dying World. This quest will take you through the process of unlocking the Heart of Azeroth. Once you complete this quest chain and get the Heart of Azeroth, you can head back to the ship to resume the Ready for War achievement. With the new quest pop-up, Overseas Assassination. You will need to complete 5 more parts of the war campaign for the achievement. The achievement will end in Stormwind City, which is handy because now you can head over to the Stormwind Embassy and unlock the Dark Iron Dwarf because you have completed part 1 of the war campaign. You speak to Isa Cloudsinger to get the quest Blackrock Depths. This will then begin the short storyline that will eventuate to unlocking the Dark Iron Dwarf. Tip number 1 for the Dark Iron Dwarf initiation quest is that you can skip the Motherlode dungeon by going to Myra Thorison in the Stormwind City Embassy and choosing the option that they can handle the dungeon mission for you. I personally hate dungeons as I'm a solo player, so I was very, very glad that this existed. Tip number 2 is that you can stealth through the molten core by strategically avoiding the patrolling lava surges. This is if you have a stealth option, of course. If not, have fun wasting more time killing your way through. A bunch of really annoying quests later, and then you have unlocked the Dark Iron Dwarf, the first Alliance allied race covered in this video. So I hope you're all keeping track because it is a lot to take in. Don't worry, I will write a revised list at the end to summarize. Now you have completed the first 3 zones and have gotten the Loremaster of Kul Tiran's achievement. You have also completed the first part of the war campaign and achieved Ready for War. Now you need to go back to Borellis and get the What You May Regret quest from Cyrus Crestfall in the Harbour Master's office. Once you hand in the Thrust the Blighted Lands quest, you will get the Pride of Kul Tiran's achievement. After this achievement, you need to get the A Nation United achievement. This achievement requires the A United Nation questline, the Loremaster of Kul Tiran's achievement, and the Pride of Kul Tiran's achievement. This quest will begin at Gen Greymane with the A Nation United quest. So it took me hours of research to discern why the quest was not showing up for me. It turns out I needed to complete the quest A Siege of Borellis, Lady Ashvane's Return first. This dungeon can also be skipped, which I'll explain in a second. Apparently, a lot of people were having issues with starting the A Nation United quest where they couldn't actually find anyone to get it from. So I compiled my hours of research into a Wowhead comment. If you're having issues, please follow this and I hope it helps. So now that you have the A Nation United achievement, in order to unlock the Kul Tiran human, you need to complete the second part of the war campaign and earn the achievement Tides of Vengeance. This questline starts with the Calm Before, which is picked up from Master Matthias Shaw on the campaign boat. This consists of 15 parts to War Marches On, 15 parts to The Sleeper Agent, 3 parts to Mischief Managed, and 12 parts to He Who Walks in the Light. Now you can unlock the Kul Tiran. Head to Isaac Cloudsinger in the Stormwind Embassy and grab the Maiden Kul Tiran's quest. Then there's some stuff with a boat, and then you unlock the Kul Tiran human. So, in summary, you need to complete all 3 zones and get the Loremaster of Kul Tiran's achievement. Then you need to complete part 1 of the war campaign and get the Ready for War achievement. Although you need to complete a Dying World to get the Heart of Azeroth in order to complete the first part of the war campaign. And then you can get Blackrock Depths and unlock the Dark Iron Dwarf. And then you need to get the Pride of Kul Tiran's achievement, the A Nation United achievement, then the Tides of Vengeance achievement, which is part 2 of the war campaign, and then Maiden Kul Tiran's to unlock the Kul Tiran human. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope it was helpful for you, and thank you for all your views, comments, likes, and subscribes. I'm tired. I've been editing for 12 hours, so goodbye.